Okay. Okay. Hold on there, bucko. Hold on a second. Wait a second. I haven't watched this. I've been saving it for stream, dude. So I just haven't had time, right? He looks good. Let me go ahead and say that right now. He looks good. Wow. Okay. He already, like, this is early, right? Because we got Conan, we got that teaser for Conan, and he looked like trash. And they made him look a lot better, like, off the start, like, right out of the gate, dude. T-1000 looks good. Wow. Okay. That's hype. That's hype. That is hype. So cool, dude. That's actually so cool. Well, Cockashock, what a name, dude. The thing is, these games came out a long time ago, bro. A lot of like there's a lot of older people in the Mortal Kombat community. So yeah, it's obviously appealing. It's the same way like Jason, Predator, Alien, Leatherface, they appealed to older people in MKX. It just so happens that like that generation for MKX of like teenagers, right? We were kind of raised on horror because of our parents. Most of us, like everybody that I know, like their mom, their dad, whoever, right, was like super big on like a lot of horror. So it just happened to work that way. Now we're getting into the guest characters for like that really matched the time era, like the era, right? Because like Friday the 13th is from the 70s and the 80s. Halloween came out in what, 79, right? And Texas Chainsaw came out in 70 something. So like Conan is from the 70s and 80s. There's not really a whole lot of difference here. It's just he's not horror, I guess. So those franchises get new movies? Not really, though, right? Because we haven't had we've had a Halloween movie, but we haven't had a Friday the 13th, a Nightmare on Elm Street. We haven't had one of those in like fucking 10 years at this point. Yeah, I mean, Scream does for sure. Scream has had new movies, but like people hold Scream and Predator and Jason, Leatherface, all of those characters in the same regard. But I mean, even if Conan's not personally for me, it's not out of the ordinary, you know? It's not out of the ordinary to have this character. He's from the same like era that they pull a lot of these characters in from. Like, even if it's not for me, dude, this character is not for me. I don't like Conan. I liked Rambo. I liked Terminator. Never watched a Conan movie. Don't really give a about it. Don't really plan on giving a about it. But, you know, I can't sit here and say it's strange, you know, because it's not. But by your same argument, Rambo's also had recent movies too, though. Like mid-2010s, I think. No, Cobra, I wouldn't say that. I think Mortal Kombat kind of just appeals to, like, everybody, right? There have been there's been 3 different segments of fans, in my opinion, right? We have the MK 1 through 3, UMK3 fans. I would even maybe throw 4 in there. And then that segments into the 3D era of Mortal Kombat. And then we have the NRS era. And I feel like it's pulled in people of all ages to the point where it's not really about a generation anymore, you know? Like, you could maybe argue that when it came to, like, the 3D era and shit. But, like, with these 3 different generations, I just feel like you can't really call it a generation. It's not supposed to, like, appeal to one or the other. At the same time, it's kind of contradictory because they do appeal their guest characters. Less so in MK1, I would say. Less so in MK1. But their guest characters have always definitely, like, had an appeal for, I would say, older horror fans. But at that point, there just so happen to be, like, a lot of, like, younger horror fans because of their parents, you know? I don't know. It's kind of contradictory. I don't feel like Mortal Kombat is segmented to one generation or supposed to appeal to one generation. But at the same time, a lot of the guest characters definitely appeal to an older generation. But like I said, less so in Mortal Kombat 1 because we got Homelander and Omni-Man. But I mean, even with Omni-Man and Homelander, to be completely honest, like, yeah, they got super popular off of Invincible, the TV show, the animated TV show, and The Boys TV show, obviously. They got super popular off of there, but those characters have been around, and Invincible has been, at least Invincible has been popular for like, what, dude, that shit came out like 20 years ago as a comic book, and just now got like adapted. For The Boys, the comic book was absolutely trash. Don't go read it. So like The Boys is kind of like a different one. Even though it is an older character, this is the more popular version of the character, the better written version of the character. So I mean, you could argue that it appeals to like a younger generation with Homelander. But Omni-Man, man, it's been around for a long time, dude. You've never seen T-1000 or Conan prior to the Combat Pack 2 reveal. how old are you? Not asking that in like a rude manner or anything either. It's just like, damn, bro. That shit was like everywhere, even when I was a kid and a teenager. Everybody talked about T-1000. Now, Conan was a little bit like on the down. Really? You're 25. I'm 26. That's crazy. You've never seen T2, Judgment Day. Never heard of Conan. It's wild, bro. Maybe it's the places we live, I guess. I don't know. You watched T2 after it got announced, bro. I grew up, like, that shit was prominent. Like, everybody that I knew like, Terminator 2, knew about Conan. Like, I wasn't into Conan, but I had some friends who were really into Conan. I had some friends who were, like, fucking jumping at, like, schoolgirls when that online Conan game came out on Steam, dude. They were so excited. I'm just like, whatever. But, you know, like, they're pretty popular characters, especially T-1000, because T2, bro. He's, like, widely regarded as, like, one of the best movie villains ever. Not just, like, horror or, like, sci-fi horror, sci-fi action, like movie villains ever, dude. One of the best.